It's
But no,
funny. I'll just finish up with this last segment. I was talking to that dude, Adam, I mentioned to you because I met you both on the same day. Same thing. We were both playing with astrology charts. I popped in your house. Yeah, I popped
what?
in his house. And I met you two dudes. You're both 25 and 35 or whatever. And I met you on the same day. And it's just random dudes. Anyway, so I was talking to him yesterday. And I mentioned again, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so funny what you're saying to me right now, Adam, is all the stuff that I was literally talking to Jad about yesterday. Like, literally, I was like, you should have been at the live because everything that you're bringing up now, Adam, is a revisitation of what I spoke with Jad about yesterday. Hold on. Let's come back because I'm feeling a wandering, I think, and I'm losing my train of thought. I don't know where the.
What was it that you talked about
What were we
with
talking about
Adam?
right now?
Well, we were talking about the Sahaji, the effortless, and I brought up you saw and how you had that 20 years ago and you haven't found anyone you've called.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wanted to explain what it is that I do. And I mentioned to him, briefly on his live my past. And I was like, oh, if you're curious, you can just watch this video where I say all the things that happened to me and I tagged his name in that video. So when he came over yesterday to my live and I was like, "Oh, you did get a chance to watch that video so you know about the rituals when I was a baby." And he's like, "Yeah." And we were talking about how that seems to have played a part in lending into how I do what I do now with the advanced energy healing. And what I said to him was, I didn't remember what happened to me as a baby. I had no recollection of my whole childhood. And so when I got out of high school, do you want to close your eyes and actually see if you can see this?
Sure.
I feel like I hear cards shuffling.
Sorry, I just keep my hands busy.
That's all right. But I'm wondering if you can actually see what I'm trying to explain to you visually as I explain it. So let's say I graduate high school. My dad dies senior year. My sister dies the year after. My mom's crazy. So within about 2 years or so, I get kicked out of the house and I'm living in an apartment. Here's where the story begins. I didn't go to conventional college, but one semester got kicked out. I did go to International School of Zen Shiatsu to learn energy healing massage. It's like acupuncture with no needles. It's not muscle, but it's like meridians, energy movement.
Acupressure.
Yes, before I finished that, I met that Indian man and he raised my Kundalini. At which point I'm like, this is the direction I want to go. This feels like it can help people. So the story is I've been practicing and studying and training for more than 2 decades, 20 years to be a healer, to study the most effective, the most powerful methods to help people. I did not know the whole time for 20 years that subconsciously I was looking for a way to heal myself. For 20 years, you open your eyes.
Oh, sorry. I thought the story was on.
That's all right. That just distracted me though. So for 20 years, I read the Carlos Castaneda books in high school. I knew about gurus and shamans who could push you into a shamanic journey. I've known that medicine men can do this. And for 20 years, I was looking for a healer, a guru, a medicine shaman man, woman that was strong enough vibrationally to be able to help me and push me into a journey. I knew from the books that Don Juan would do a Nagual smack. He would energetically hit Carlos Castaneda in the back and shift his assemblage point where he would spontaneously enter into a journey, into a higher state of consciousness. And I was looking and looking. I paid thousands, 10 different people, $200, $300 a pop. That's $2,000, $3,000 over the last 10 and 20 years asking Serafina from Canada and not Galactic Mastery, but his friends, Ashley in this life, or this person, or that person. And I felt nothing from them. And I knew that people exist that could help, that were strong enough to just give me a boost over that fence that I have. And I looked and looked and looked, and I studied myself and practiced and trained for 20 years. And lo and behold, I became that person that I was looking for. I was looking for someone that was Doctor Strange level mastery of psychic ability. That even if I couldn't see my inner self, he could push me and hold my brain hemispheres together so I could meet inner Peter directly. I still have not found one person that's strong enough to actually reciprocate the level of healing I feel that I provide. But it's kind of bittersweet. It's kind of ironic, but I have eventually evolved and turned into and become that very thing that I was looking for. And I didn't know I was looking for that because I didn't know about the satanic rituals when I was a baby. I didn't know I needed one of the strongest healers on earth to help me. I didn't know how broken I was. And so now that I'm at this place and I'm 40 years old and I can hold up my hands and help people who haven't even seen an inner vision to meet their inner being, I have become who I have been looking for my whole life.
Okay. Secrets that your family kept. That's where it comes from. Secrets that your family kept about your father's disappearance, as well as. Okay, so basically what I'm getting here is, yeah, uh, it's you feel guilty about it, possibly, about what happened, like it was somehow your fault.
Well, again, this is really complex trauma because what I understand so far, you want to close your eyes and just not look at what happened, but just see what I'm trying to say to you. So there was a bunch of evil that happened to me when I was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? I didn't remember any of that. Happened to me and my sister. There's 8 kids, and the 2 middle children get this satanic ritual abuse, not by our parents, but by community church members. They would babysit us, take us out of the house, and torture our infant selves. My mother and father didn't know. My dad was a drunk and a workaholic, so even though he lived at the house, he was never around. 6 a.m. before the sun comes up, he was gone. He wouldn't come home till after the sun came back down. And when he got home, he'd drink beer, watch the news, and go to bed. He was non existent in my world. So, my mother took on the brunt of raising 8 kids by herself. Even though the husband was there, he was not there at all. So, my mother was psycho. She was overwhelmed and she was severely traumatized. So she was disconnected completely from her heart. She filled in that with religion and Bible and praying rosaries because she couldn't connect to her heart. So both my mother and father were definitely very broken, disconnected from their hearts. I didn't know about the trauma, the severe rituals stuff. So I grew up being called the black sheep. Both my mother and father and all my 7 siblings pointed their finger at me, said, "You're what's wrong with this family. You're the part that doesn't fucking fit in. If we didn't have you, we'd be a normal family. We'd get along so good." There was a lot of projection onto me being the bad seed, the black sheep. But I didn't know how badly I had been hurt as an infant. So when I'm 10 years old in third grade cursing the F bomb on the school bus, I didn't know. Like, I wasn't killing the pet hamster like Freddy Krueger, but I was, always called to the principal's office in grade school, the same grade school that tortured me as an infant. So not only am I going to the school that tortured me and the church on Sunday that they put me on the altar, but I was experiencing all of this and I didn't know. The family didn't know. So they put more on me. They projected more and more on me when I was drowning from the beginning. And then I have a whole family projecting that you are the problem here. So it's very complex if that makes any sense. So do I feel guilt? Like, unbelievable. Like, and I didn't even understand how or why. And they put all this on me, said, "You are the problem here." And I believe that for my whole childhood. I am the, I felt I do not belong in this family. They don't like me. They don't want me here. Why does my own family hate me? So then I leave that behind like a sinking ship. I try to save myself at least and swim to shore. And I get jobs waiting fucking tables and making coffee at a coffee shop, just trying to survive for 20 years, trying to heal myself. I didn't even know what was wrong with me, trying to be a good person, trying to help the world, not even knowing what's really going on. And so the guilt is complex because now, 40 years later, I find out that there was all this evil done to me when I was an infant, and that just exacerbated all the interaction with my family because they didn't know what was happening to me, and all they saw was I'm a piece of shit. I'm the asshole brother that nobody likes. So did you see that without seeing the dark, did you see that story?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you see? What did you think? What did you feel? What was shown?
Yeah, you're a troublemaker. Trouble to be noticed that something's wrong, you needed desperate help, and nobody came to help, and instead they punished you more. And even your siblings didn't even, your family, like nobody, literally nobody. Except for that Indian guy.
Yup. A little old Indian man, I don't even know his name. I met him one time, but I felt his care. I felt like he cared. I didn't know his name. I never saw him again, but felt I felt his compassion move my spirit. And all I could think of is I want to do that. I want to help people like that.
You didn't feel like they deserved your light, so you hid it from them by cutting
Who,
off
the vampires or my family or both?
both. Hide it, keep hiding it. You felt that your light had to be a separate part of you that was disconnected from your physical being because you didn't want your physical being's trauma to have power over your light. You're mad about it still. You can let go of it. That Christ consciousness of forgiveness. Have you forgave these people?
I don't even know to forgive. That's my point.
That's okay.
How would I have known to forgive people for torturing me to death when I didn't even know it happened? I feel like that's not being considerate of me. The zombie outside person that you left for dead. How would I forgive them? I didn't even know what happened.
Well, you know now.
What about the last 20 years?
You didn't want to just know about it, Peter. You didn't want to just know about it because you wouldn't have become what you've become now.
What am I? I'm still nothing, nobody. I haven't become anything.
No, Peter. You have a lot. You have a lot of stuff coming. You've shined some of the brightest lights in the world. You're one of the brightest lights in the world. Would you have become all that if inner Peter told you all these trauma things and you lived the rest of your life thinking that you couldn't do anything because you had that
Well, I
happen to
don't
you?
know. I mean, how could I know? Again, that's my thing. How could I know? I don't know.
Do you feel
What
like
would it
this?
what would have happened if he had told me 20 years ago? What would have happened if I learned 30 years? I don't know. How could I ever know those outcomes?
Do you
I
think?
feel like he's the one that could show me those variables and he won't talk to me. So how could I ever know any of that?
But you said yourself earlier. I'm not trying to pin you down, but you said yourself earlier that you spent 20 years trying to become the person you needed because you don't want anyone else to have that issue happen to them and to not be able to heal and see for themselves. So, do you feel that you would have became the kind of healer? I mean, I'm just using your own story, but do you feel that you would have became this kind of healer without with him having told you the whole story and everything, and that you're good to go? You're healed. Like you can forgive him now. You're healed. Everything's good to go. You can go about working at the acupressure. You can just do that and stuff like that. Do you feel like you would have kept going if you had just been able to heal everything as soon as it happened?
I don't know. I do not know, but I have often wondered if the opposite would be true. If I had found out 20 years ago, if I had met one person to do this to me 20 years ago, if I had been awakened to the truth, I would have been able to clean up that trauma. Maybe it would have taken a year or two or five. But and then I'm wondering, would I not have been a master astral traveler, a master shaman not 20 years ago? Would I have not been able to reach more people if I was more healed? Would it not have just accelerated the growth?
Wounds build your wisdom. That's from Enerjad. But let me ask Peter.
Well, my life has been excruciating to me, so terrific.
No, no one
Why?
would search that hard for something that didn't bother them. Nobody. That's his answer. I mean, he's showing me what you could have been doing.
What?
Just, yeah, like you said. massage therapist at your local parlor. You might have had a business doing massage therapy. It would have probably helped some people. Maybe you helped them with their back pain in that way. Maybe you made maybe you had a different life. You probably didn't smoke, but you wouldn't have had this ability.
What is this ability? I still don't even really fully understand it. That's why I invite people to investigate all the time.
Wait, what? Sorry, Peter, but what do you mean this ability? You don't know what
What
you
what
have?
what yeah, what is it? My best guess, like I don't even understand it. Feels like if you ever watch X-Men, all the X-Men have a specific mutant power. Storm controls the weather. Cyclops has the laser beams. And there's this disgusting little leech, this little street rat, and his ability is no ability, but to amplify everyone else's ability. He doesn't actually have a mutant power. It's just to be a fucking amplifier for anyone else. And I'm like, what is my ability? I don't even know what it is. Like I just get to turn on everyone else's lights, but none my own. I don't get it. I don't get it. Not really.
Peter, that's the most amazing thing ever. You, you, like, empowering everybody is a superpower. And you know what? You have the power to talk to inner Peter at any time. It's a phone call away. It's a whatever it is away.
I mean, I talk to him all the time. You just don't talk back.
You have the, well, you have